your picture really doesn't do you any justice. You see, Puppet, I don't intend to be a loser twice in one day.
Where did you say we'd meet?
Pedro's, 7:30. And don't be late.
Starting on Monday, Masada, the 2,000-year-old story of the Judean siege in the face of Roman occupation. Peter O'Toole stars as the Roman general facing 960 Jewish rebels and their leader, played by Peter Strauss.
The ground you occupy is the property and territory of the Emperor, Senate, and people of Rome. In their name, I order you to depart from it.
The ground you occupy was given as promise to the children of Israel by Almighty God. I have warned you once, and one warning is all that he allows. You have sentenced yourself and your soldiers to death.
Formalities are over. Let's get to work.
Masada, a major new film series on Monday and Tuesday at 9:25.
Now on BBC1, comedy with a true Brit flavour in the Les Dawson Show.
Oh, hi there. I'm Les Dawson. This is my dressing room. I'm on my way now down the corridor to Studio 6 to bring you yet another show which is unashamedly British in its conception. I'm proud to say that. A sparkling kaleidoscope of colour, comedy, music and glamour, just for you. We like to think of Studio 6 as a room of illusion, bringing you escapism and magic. So please, come and join us in our fantasy. Okay. The doors are locked! Alf, open these doors! What do you mean? I don't care what the critics say, the show wasn't that bad, and we had a damn good writer with the Weymouth Bugle. Now come on, open these doors!
What do you want here?
Don't you treat him in this cavalier fashion. How dare you? I'll get a cheap lawyer. It's not the pale moon that excites me, that thrills or delights me. It's those black knickers. That's what done it. And those big garters. And that bum. Big bum. Ooh, jelly on a plate. I can't get enough of it. Ooh, what are these then? I do apologise. I took an overdose of ginseng. Thank you for allowing us in your homes. You know, there's no business like show business. No show is ever complete without Les Girls! My name's Arkwright, Sam Arkwright, and I hunt millet back. I started with nowt, but I've done well for me son. A lot of you people who live in the south think us northerners are thick. Well, I've got it up there, and I'm reet proud of me son. Mind you, I couldn't have done it without the help of my dear wife, Miss Ethel. Say hello to the ladies and the gentlemen, Miss Ethel.
Hello.
She's a grand lass. Good staff is a loyal staff. And I don't know where I'd be without my van driver, Albert. Say hello to the ladies and the gentlemen, Albert.
Hi there, all.
He's another grand lad. The man in charge of me dye shed is a Chinaman. His name is Chin Chan. Say hello to the ladies and the gentlemen, Chin Chan. Don't know where I'd be without him. These are 6 of my children. Say hello to the ladies and the gentlemen, children.
Hello.
Here's another member of my staff, Paddy O'Toole, who's just sweeping up. Come and say hello to the ladies and the gentlemen, Paddy.
Hello.
There's a grand lad in right enough. It was his day off today, but you know what he did? He took 3 of my other kids to pictures. Come and say hello to the ladies and the gentlemen, children.
Hello.
Hey, it's grand to have a big family. Mind you, have our troubles, it's not been easy. I don't know how my dear wife manages.
Oh, it's been hard labour. I've enjoyed it.
One member of the staff I couldn't do without because she does help in the office is my secretary, Miss Lola. Come and say hello to the ladies and the gentlemen, Lola. Hey, she's a great little lass. She's got a youngster of her own, you know. Ah, he's a grand little lad, he is. Say hello to the ladies and the gentlemen. Hello. I'm not that bloody daft. Britain gave the world the finest judicial system there is. We can sleep safe in our beds of a night knowing that the arm of the law is ever vigilant. You're right, Sergeant. There is a man out there on the ledge. The question is, what's he doing there?
Perhaps he's popped out for just a little bit of fresh air.
Well, even to my practiced eye, I could see that, but there again, he might be going to jump off.
Oh, we could do without that.
Right, leave it to me. Excuse me?
I'm going to jump! He said he's going to jump.
We shall have to treat this with the utmost delicacy.
How do you mean?
Well, what do you suggest?
Well, we could sort of give him directions.
That's the last thing we want to do. Honest. The best thing I could do is ring up the station.
Here, I mean, what sort of a man is it who would jump off a ledge?
A very flat man. I'll have a word with Sid.
Yeah, go on then.
Put me through, love. Hello, Sid. Yes, it's me. I'm not so bad apart from me back playing me up a bit. Well, the wife gave me a water bottle and it seems to have eased it.
I'm gonna jump!
Look, Sid, I've got a bit of a crisis on my hands here. Well, I'll tell you in a nutshell what's happened. Riddle Marie in the Express tipped Rob Roy for the 3:30. Now, I can't get round to the bookies in time, so I was wondering if you'd put me £1 each way. It was heavily tipped by the scout.
I'm gonna jump!
Apparently it's a good jumper as well, yes. Especially on the heavy ground. Now, will you put me... Oh, just a minute. You fancy a bet?
Oh, yeah. I'll have £1 each way. Hasty gift.
Oh, all right. The sergeant will have £1 each way on... Just a minute, Sid. Do you know something I don't know?
It's the picket rides it.
Get off.
Yeah. I know him very well.
Well, I'm blowed.
I've arrested him 5 times.
What for?
Speeding.
So he commits the same offence this afternoon.
I'm gonna jump.
Yeah, look, Sid, change mine. Yes, it's in the same race. Hasty gift, yes. I'll have £1 each way on that. Yes, well, apparently he's got some inside information. All right, just hang on a minute, Sid. Just hang on. You fancy a bet?
I'm gonna jump.
Hello, Sid. No, the other fellow's not bothered. Oh, listen, by the way, I've got to compliment you on walking away with the first prize at the Police Roses show. I thought your Autumn Magnolia was superb. A wonderful standard. I agree. You what? You've run out of manure? Well, yes, I've got to pass the stables. Yes, I'm on the way back to the station. You want 2 bucketfuls? Well, I'm not walking through the streets with it, Sid. You know, I'll go on the bus.
I'm gonna jump.
Anything up while we've been out? Oh, no, Sid. Oh, God damn.
What's the matter?
The guard dog dropped dead.
Oh.
Well, he's had a lot of trouble with his chest. It's a great shame. All right, I'll see you when we get back, Sid. Are you still here?
Yes, I am. Doesn't it bother you that I'm so depressed I've decided to end it all?
Look, I'll tell you what we'll do. I'll grab him, and you try to divert his attention by talking to him. Rather in the manner of a little boy that's been naughty. Try it.
Come in here, you little sodbot!
If you don't mind me saying so, that was a trifle terse.
Well,
what we'll do is this. You grab him and I'll choke him, gentlemen. I shoot him. No bad weather for the time of the year, is it? Tell me, what are you jumping for?
Oh, it's just that everything seems to have got on top of me. It's been one thing after another.
Oh.
My business has collapsed. I'm bankrupt. My wife has run away with my best friend. My children have disowned me, and I forgot to renew the fire insurance, and my house is burned down. And not only that, but I've just been had up for not wearing a seat belt.
I should jump if I were you.
Is that all you can say? You inconsiderate, blithering, bone-headed, bird-brained, idiotic, cretinous imbecile? I think you've upset him.
Perhaps you'd better have a go.
I'm coming in now. And thanks for what you've done. You know, when you arrived, I was just about to jump, but thanks to you, I've had time to think about it, and I've changed my mind.
Oh, well, that's what I'm here for, love. That's very good. That's the spirit, son. Are you sure about hasty gift?
I've been told it's a set.
Well, I'm a mixing pig. On the show a few weeks ago, we had a singing duo called Steve and Bonnie. And they were an instant hit with you viewers. So we've invited them back once more. So please, accord a warm welcome for Steve and Bonnie.
so doggone fine. Now if I'm feeling tomorrow the way I feel today, Lord, if I'm feeling tomorrow the way I feel today, drink up my big champagne and make my getaway. Champagne, champagne, mellow, mellow wine. Champagne, champagne, mellow, mellow wine. Make your body feel so doggone fine.
Bonnie, Steve, that was really tremendous. It's been so marvellous having you on the show, it really has.
Our pleasure.
And when you first knew you were coming on the show, I thought, just great. And you really have been absolutely marvellous. And I can't thank you enough for doing me the honour of coming on the show. Bonnie, Steve. Steve and Bonnie, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello. The islands of Britain are surrounded in legend and myth. Even to this day, stories among farming folk abound. For instance, in the Isle of Man, all the coaches must stop at the bridge in order that the driver could say good morning to the fairies. Scotland has the legend of the Kelpie, we in England have the boggart, and of course Ireland have their leprechauns. Even in Wales we hear stories of pixies, imps and demons. We at the BBC are immensely proud to have with us a genuine fairy. He walked into the studio a few minutes before this programme started to give us some of his vast knowledge. Tell me, in this day when mankind is so troubled, can you enlighten us with one of your fables?
Oh, yes. I'd like to tell you mortals a lot of things. For instance, Shepherd's Bush, where the BBC now stands, used to be a giant forest full of big trees, great big trees, and hard to cut down. And the worst tree of all to chop down was the yew tree. It was very hard for the fairy folk, but the head gnome decided that any pixie who could saw down the yew trees the fastest would be given an old cat for his supper, because meat was very scarce in those days. One little pixie did it. He sawed the yew tree down very fast, and the head gnome gave him an old cat for his supper. And that's why, to this day, you hear people sing that song. I saw you last night and got that old feline.
Hello, Nurse Johnson. Nice to see you again.
You do a wonderful job.
Good afternoon, Mr. Armitage. I better introduce ourselves. I'm Sisson. This is my friend Ada. We visit the wards once a week in our modest capacity as hospital voluntary workers, you know, sort of ministering angels, as it were. It's our cheerful task to bring comfort to those who suffer.
Yes.
Hey, you've had a bad dude shock, haven't you? I bet that's giving you a lot of jip.
Oh, I say, I'll just touch up his pillars a little bit. Look at the state of him. Look at this. Look at that. Oh. Look at the quality of that stuff. They should have used bold. Oh, help me God, look, no wonder he's in pain. They've set his leg wrong. Don't worry, keep him occupied. Too hard. Don't try to thank me. And don't worry because they put your bed near the door. It doesn't mean that you've had it.
For goodness sake.
Wait, not this time.
You must excuse my French. She's somewhat of a caustic wit.
That's true. I still get wind with it.
Ada, I wonder what his chart says.
Oh, help me God, God love him.
What?
He's got a droopy hymer.
Droopy what?
A droopy hymer.
You fool, that's the name of the specialist, Dr. Oppenheimer. Say, look, I don't like the look of this. Look at his blood pressure. It's up and down like a yo-yo.
Oh, God help us. If it wasn't for his skin, it'd be a fountain.
And that's a bad sign, you know. The temperature's very high.
Oh, it wasn't as hot as that in Corfu. Oh. I think we better have a soda.
Now, you mustn't worry, Mr. Armitage. You know what they say, a trouble shared is a trouble halved. That's what my mother said before she died.
A nicer body never broke the day's bread than your mother. And she lingered for weeks, didn't she?
Oh, she did. She did indeed. I've always said, you know, I maintain that she'd have been here still if that Dr. Oppenheimer hadn't given her so many enemas.
I remember that. She was still clutching the bedpan when they buried her.
Mind you, I mean, I've nothing against this hospital, you know.
No.
I think it's very nice. I mean,
yes, of course it is.
Very, very nice indeed. I mean, Leonard was in here last year, you know.
Was he?
Oh, yes, yes. Of course, he went private, you know, with his booper.
I thought he was limping a bit.
Oh, it was marvellous. They got him in right away, you know. Mind you, of course, he was completely covered.
Well, it'd have to be with a complaint like that.
I always swear by his booper, you know.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
I'm down for a share of it.
You have it while you can, love. You just goes to sleep these days.
What?
Seen him just lay there now. Does remind me of my mother.
Oh, yes. I remember when your mother went. Oh, dear. When she shook off the mortal coil.
Well, they didn't have the pill in those days. To my dying day, I'll never forgive my father. He was an animal. Couldn't keep his paw. 9 days was at it. We used to hear him through the partition. We were the biggest family in the street. We had so many wet nappies in the kitchen, there was a rainbow in the lobby. When we all bent down in the play pit on bath night, it looked like a crate of peaches. The midwife lived in.
Well, I mean, if you'll pardon me, Ada, that sort of behaviour's indicative of the lower classes. Now, I mean, you take my father, who was a prominent sidesman in the Chapel of the Pentecostal.
Oh.
I mean, he always practiced the rhythm method.
Well, so did my dad. He went to bed with a fiddle. Thank you very much. That's very nice, I must say.
Anyway, we're forgetting Mr. Armitage.
Oh, Mr. Armitage.
Hello, Chuck. Is there anything we can do? Anything you really want?
Perhaps you'd like a grape.
Yes.
There, Mr. Armitage. Oh! That's your banana, Chuck. No, there's a lot of fibre with this. It'll put a road through it.
No, I
There, Mr. Armitage. No, it's good for him. It's fibre. Right. Put it in.
What did he say, Ed?
I think he's wandering a bit. He keeps saying something about his shoes being mended.
His shoes mending? How do you make that out?
He keeps saying something about cobblers.
He's probably delirious with pain. I mean, mind you, this smell of disinfectant doesn't help, you know. It's probably upsetting him.
Well, they must have used a lot to hide the stench of decay coming from the bedclothes. I've got an air freshener here. Perhaps if I just put a bit round the bed.
Oh, that'll cheer him up.
And I'll put a bit on Mr. Armitage.
He's having a convulsion, Ed. Give me that air freshener.
Well, I've done nothing wrong.
Just give it to me. Fool, this isn't air freshener, it's algae-pan spray.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Armitage.
You'll have to leave now, ladies. We have a case of acute embolism coming in.
Oh, well, don't worry. This'll make a change from Lucas Aid.
Honest.
Goodbye, Mr. Armitage.
Get out.
And don't worry about things. We'll have this thing about. I was laying in bed the other morning, playing a Hebridean lament on my euphonium. The wife was sat on the father's commode, and she was putting her bottom lip over her head to use as a shower cap. She suddenly pulled her eye patch down and she said, "Joey?" She calls me Joey. She always wanted a parrot. She said, "I'm homesick." I said, "But my precious, this is your home." She said, "I know, I'm sick of it." Now, that is a very old joke. In fact, it's in line for a telegram. But it does bring me somewhat clumsily to the subject matter, housing. How does the old phrase go? An Englishman's home is his castle. Extend this sentiment, if you will, to encompass Scotland, Ireland and Wales, because we Britons are a race of home lovers. And they're not easy to get these days. When we first got married, the wife and I couldn't afford a place of our own, so we stayed with a mother. And don't think it wasn't fun, because it wasn't. That house was a sort of Coleridge with tules. She used to stand there with her arms akimbo, the mother-in-law, massive arms. When she folded them, it was like looking at two sides of gammon in a stranglehold. Face like a bag of spanners, double-glazed glasses. And she used to say, "Don't use the motion heater, don't use the television, don't walk on the carpets with your shoes on. Don't go rooting round my drawers." I thought, there's no chance of that. "Don't use my kettle, it's run off from my catalogue. Everything in this house, I do. They're all my possessions. You leave things alone." One night she went to the cinema to see if E.T. really was a sister. I got on the telephone and I flashed a message on the cinema screen asking her to come home urgently. She arrived in the vestibule, panting like a station horse. She said, "What the hell's wrong?" I said, "Nothing, the fire wants poking." After she'd hit me with a hoover, I decided that we'd have to find a place of our own, and then I went to a building society. I said to the manager, "How do I stand for a mortgage?" He said, "You don't, you grovel." And then we found our dream house. We call it a dream house. I must have been asleep when I bought it. But it sounded nice, the way these estate agents abbreviate them in the paper. We went round to see him at the office, and it said, "For sale, mod con sem det tap dub gadge fit kit excellent roll asp sen heat." I said, "What do you want for that? Mod I said, "What do you want for that? Mod con sem det tap dub gadge fit kit excellent roll asp sen heat roll asp." He said, 3,500 none for We were lucky, though. We got it for 1650. That was the year it was built. one or two nice features. It had a sunken bath, went all the way around the house. It was called a moat. But selling that house was the most difficult because that year nobody had escaped from Broadmoor. Then one night, there was a tap on the back door. I thought, I must have a word with that plumber. And I opened the door, and there was a fellow stood there with a row of military medals. I said, hello, have you been on the front? He said, I couldn't get the answer, so I came round the back. He said, I'm new to the area, I'm Irish. I said, oh, really? He said, no, O'Donovan. He said, I'm thinking of buying your house. He said, have you got dry rot? I said, no, it's the way the wife's army underpants. He said, what's the drains like? I said, round and smelly. And we stood in the kitchen. He said, there's a draft in it. I said, well, it's bound to be. It's made of breeze block. He said, you've got it very nice. Do you decorate yourself? I said, no, put it on the wall. He said, that's a nice piano. He said, do you play by ear? I said, no, I play over there. Just when there was a chance of selling this house to him, the wife came and she'd been to a Luftwaffe reunion. He said, Mrs. Dawson, he said, you're a very trusting family. He said, your husband's kindly shown me around the house. He said, and not one of your doors has a lock on. He said, you must be very... He said, the crime rate must be very low in this area. He said, you haven't even got a lock on the toilet door. The wife said, well, no, and nobody's pinched the bucket yet. And now it's what you've been waiting for. No, not the end. Melody time. First, a small libation. Not because I in any way addicted to drink. Purely medicinal because there's been a flu virus going around and I don't wish in any way to spread the bacteria to your good self, so. Ah, that's nice. Oh. Now, the song I was going to play for you tonight is an adaptation from Mozart. Wonderful. Well done,
In 15 minutes, we're off to Denver for the latest happenings of the Dynasty, and there's bad news in store for Crystal. First on BBC One, the news and sport with Jan Leeming.
Police find what they think could be human bones in the garden of a northwest London house. The Prime Minister talks about life in Europe now if Hitler had had nuclear weapons. And Britain's world title challenger goes down but says he's happy he put up a good fight. Police searching the garden of a house in northwest London have found what they think are human bones. They began digging yesterday, believing there could be 13 bodies buried at the house in Melrose Avenue, Cricklewood. And today, the detective in charge said they'd found what they believed were human bones. A pathologist would be able to say for sure in about a week. Kate Adie reports on the search.